Hi again, everyone. Sitting here with my new Mark, a Mark I've been with for 10 years, but I guess a new Mark nonetheless. So, in the latest video I did last night, which is obviously giving some controversy over the Daddy 05 thing. Look, if you think I'm scolding you, I wasn't. I was just trying to make my point clear about how I felt about doing those sort of videos. There's really no point to it for me because it's pretty obvious what's going on there. So, but, Bunny Rabbit, aka Meet Normus, aka my father, birth giver, whatever the fuck you want to call him, has to always chime in again. And the funny thing about this is, and the reason why, well, I always said, I'm going to come right here and call you out when you do it, is because, of the tactics and again, of what he's talking about. And for some reason, I actually went and I unblocked him. I undid everything on his channel, and yet on my channel, so he can post there, because I want everybody to see what he's saying. But if for some reason, for some glitch, I can't see it. So somebody copied and pasted it to me, because I could see people replying. I'm like, oh, there he is. You have to see this for what it really is. It's Matthew saying, I'm the expert. So many people come to me. I get tons of messages as the subject expert. Want to guess why? He hates women. Hate you. He found his newest mark. He abandoned his wife and daughter and fled for Florida. If you want to ask him a question, ask him about his years of being behind child support. Talking about someone else's suffering doesn't bring him any money. And then people were replying to that nonsense. Somebody said if you went there and handed it to her personally, I'm sure it'd be fine. I wouldn't be in this situation if we were still able to be up there. So he replied, hand it to her personally. He found a new mark and abandoned his wife and daughter. He raised over $5,000 from you guys to help rescue his daughter. And he never spent a single penny, not for a lawyer, not to see his daughter, just for the con. Ask him for an accounting of the money. Ask him if he has sent a penny of the money he begs here to his daughter. And somebody tried to explain $5,000 doesn't even begin to cover it. It isn't a lot of money. But here's why I bring it up. Okay, because the narcissist always will use whatever club they think they can, whatever advantage, whatever high horse they have, okay, whether it's rational or not, and just keep throwing it out there, hoping somebody's going to see a number like $5,000 and get all crazy like he does. But because he's an idiot and he's entitled and he's a spoiled baby boomer fuck. I don't hate women. I actually hate baby boomers, asshole. Not all of them, but What he doesn't explain is, and he tries to set it up as a con, but what he doesn't explain, and what he'll never explain, is why I started that GoFundMe to begin with. It was in relation to what? Forgery. Forgery. Because they tried to sign the house out underneath me, but they never want to get into that. They'll just keep pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding. Like $5,000 is a lot of money to begin with. Like in his mind, he's thinking $5,000 is like $50,000. How long could any of you live off of $5,000 spread out over? It took me about a month and a half, 2 months to raise that. How long would that last on your normal everyday living expenses? But he's bringing up the $5,000. Well, actually, I had raised $1,600 before my ex-wife called me and begged me not to send her to jail, not to take the house, not to give me whatever I want. Begged me. So it was actually about $1,600 raised at that point. And at that point, I went on You can go back on the video. Every video is there. I went on and said, hey, this is what's going on. But starting this, because I hadn't collected any money. That was the first time I had ever tried to, not tried, I had explored doing GoFundMe. What was the other one? Kickstarter, right? Kickstarter. And people were asking me, hey, you should do this, you should do this. So when this all came about, and it was about 2 weeks in, I had raised $1,600. And I felt we can do this.
Can I just tell you something?
What?
Like, it's like for you to have to explain this much, they should be in jail. They should be in prison.
I understand that.
If they were in
it's not.
if
Look,
they were in prison, you wouldn't have to explain
it's
shit.
It's not about. I understand that. It's not about jail right now. It's about what their tactic doesn't change. It's the kind
of people. There's a kind of person that goes to jail, and that kind of person is your parents.
Listen, bitch, you're the mark. Sit there and be marky. Okay, marks aren't supposed to talk like this.
I just hate that you have to explain so damn much and be so fucking defensive and defend and defend. That's what the fucking narcissist does to you.
This is
you
the
have
mark.
To...
That's the mark.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. That's why.
You have to sit here and
because you have to repeatedly. You have to because somebody.
Why?
Because you just don't know. You just don't know. I get new subscribers we get 20, 30 new subscribers every day. Up, down, some quit, some. But it's about 20 hit the subscribe button every day, minimally.
So when you keep getting attacked, you just have to keep.
You have to keep, and I'm not going to let him get away with this bullshit. Because he doesn't explain the why. He wants to, they leave it out. Why? I started it because of you. And that's what I think is really driving him crazy. We wouldn't be in Florida if he hadn't violated my boundaries with a 401, got us the money, basically, to come down. And everything he's doing now, the dysfunction that used to ruin me is what's propelling us. And it's driving him insane. And I'm not going to have him sit here and call you a fucking mark after 10 goddamn years.
He wouldn't be calling me shit if he was in prison.
Yeah, he would. What are you kidding me?
Yeah, but behind bars.
Please. It'd be and you know what? It'd be a first offense for forgery. He wouldn't even he'd get fucking 6 months suspended.
It doesn't matter. 6 months, it could be a day. Do you understand the kind of fucking injury that is? You're wrong.
I know
Finally, you're officially
it's gonna come.
wrong.
I still got 5 years.
You're officially wrong. Because a lot of these people get away with this shit because they prey on your. And
he knows he's officially wrong. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in these threads every day. He doesn't.
True.
He doesn't reply to any direct accusation when I talk about them directly. Mm-hmm. He doesn't. He jumps in these controversial threads I do, something that people may not just agree with, and he can see people don't agree with it, and then he goes in and he tries to build his army. He tries to turn people on me, and it doesn't work. But I need to repeatedly point this out for everybody. And the story needs to be out there so people understand how this channel got started, how I started collecting money from people, and how it works. And it grows, and businesses change, and things change. And for the record, I could do a Daddy 05 video. If I was about the money, I could make it, and that would probably get a shit ton of views. A shit ton of views that I would make more ad revenue on. Every one of my videos makes money. Free or not, it's just the ad revenue has been cut so grossly and so severely for all the YouTube content creators. This is where it's come to for a lot of us. It's not only me talking about this, it's all the content creators. And there's going to be a new Twitter that they're talking about where it's going to eliminate all that through crowdfunding. Gab.
I don't like it.
You don't buy it?
I don't like it so far.
Why?
I have it. I have an account. I don't like it so far.
You got off the waiting list?
A while ago.
How'd you get off the waiting list?
I got off.
You're my mark.
For like months.
I am the worst.
Months I've
goddamn mark keeper. How did I keep you for 10 years? You could just wander off to Mark land. So that's where Bunny Rabbit stands with that. I don't give a fuck, make fun of him. You all know the story. You know how I do things. You know how I got funded. You know why I fund. He can't they can't get their hands around it, that this is completely legit. More than completely legitimate, it's taking over modern media. YouTubers are getting more views than mainstream media. Not me at this point. I mean, I'm approaching 3 million views. There's plenty of people in the media that don't get the views I get. They don't. But that's neither, but that's where it's, this is legitimate. And they just wants to put this air of illegitimacy over me. And he's seeing his power losing. And to me, it's funny. To me, at this point, it's funny, but I always want to keep it out.
It's like funny and not funny.
It's funny and not funny. On one, because you gotta spend so much mental energy breaking this down. Because at the end of the day, he's still sitting there waiting to dislike every video the second it goes up. 2 or 3. There's a guy in the UK from my old Pal Talk days who does it as well, but he's at least 3 of the 4 quick dislikes.
It's because you're exposing him to 11,000 people.
Of course, it's not.
Like he's flailing. He's like, what the fuck?
It's not. I don't even think it's about him. It's not about his stories, because he can lie to himself in his own head. It's about my success. That's how sad it is. It's that too. It's not about. He can gaslight himself, gaslight other people, surround himself with flying monkeys for confirmation bias for that shit. He'll tell himself everybody on here is just a dumb fucking woman. How do I hate women, but yet you say only dumb fucking women subscribe to me? How does that even work, Bri? Like your arguments are all over the place. But that's to my point of he'll never get to the why. Why is it? It's not a con. This all started because of your forgery. Because of your forgery and because of your alienation. Because you paying Kerry and Aaron not to talk to me, not to have any fucking relationship with me. This is why this has all happened. This is all you're doing. And if you really want to know the truth, you are the engine behind all of this. Because every time my subscribers see you in there, they love it. They love fucking with you. So I'm inviting it. That's why I came on. I read your comments right out. I'm not afraid of your comments. I'm not afraid of anything you have to say. He is. God, you hate him.
He's like you just want to like flick him away, but you can't. You can't. He's like he'll never. And then the more you expose him, the more he's gonna dig in deep. Mm-hmm. So it's a war. That's what it is. It ended up being a war. And then you just have
That's been my whole life. My whole life has been a war.
And yeah.
Or a trial. I say on trial for life. He's still trying to chase the fucking judge down the street. Wait a minute. Did you not see the $5,000? Like he's hung up on that number like it's some kind of astronomical number in, what was it, 2015? The end of 2015 when I collected it? I mean, come on. But that's all he's got. He can't get his head off of it. So that's where we are with Bunny Rabbit. Now, as far as, again, us moving down here, wasn't only my decision. The Mark had a say. Mm-hmm. And what did you just tell me this morning?
I just like a change. Sometimes I'll just do drastic changes.
You needed to get out, right?
Yeah, that's why I moved to Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Would you be alive up there?
No. Mm-mm. It was a survival maneuver.
What did you tell me this today about your age and how you look?
I look better at 30 than I did at 20. At 20, I was miserable. Absolutely miserable.
Because?
I was suicidal. I was ready to die. Mm-hmm.
And that's when you met me. And what was I like when you met? Where did we meet?
You were miserable. You were miserable. I could see it on your face. And I was miserable too.
And you're like, hey, let's be miserable together.
I got you. I get you.
What did I say that caught you?
What?
It was a training class.
I'm not a friendly guy. I'm not a friendly guy. I'm not a welcoming guy.
Said it right to I would say that to the training class. And I would also say, look to your right, look to your left. One of you is going to jail. 1 out of 3. That's how I would roll. Right?
Yep.
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 And somehow, some way, 10
Uh-huh.
years later, Mark,
It's because I'm sassy.
you're
I'm
sassy.
sassy.
But don't be popping out any of them black babies, though. Can't have
Oh,
that.
Lord. Lord Almighty.
All right.
Mhm.
So you feeling good about things?
Mhm. Yep. I'm working on my book. My
Your book.
project. My book.
Do you have
my
an
project.
announcement, maybe a link you want to share?
Yeah. It's
Do
gonna be in the description box.
It is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
What's
you're
the
gonna
what's
put
the
it
link?
down.
What's the link to?
It's gonna go to my book that I'm writing. That's
Uh-huh.
going to be a comic book as well, and I want to release the first issue this year, hopefully this summer.
And what are you? You're writing it on an app platform, right?
Yeah, so it's a serial now. I'm just working really hard. I release a chapter or two every week
Mm-hmm.
until it's completed, and then once it's done,
And then people can go in, they read
they can vote. Yeah, they can
each
vote on
chapter.
they can vote on my.
How many chapters in are you?
I'm writing chapter 18 now.
18.
Yeah.
So people can go in and read up to 17 chapters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how many chapters till completed?
I'm gonna say like 24 to 26 chapters, and then it's done.
And then it's done.
And then I work on the comic book.
Then you work on the comic.
Yeah, but then I have the whole book there for you to read it while I'm making the comic book. So you know exactly what's gonna happen in the comic book. You're just waiting for the art part.
And you're gonna illustrate it too.
Everything. I'm gonna do everything.
And that link is gonna be in the description box.
Yeah.
And these people can go read it.
Yeah.
There you go. And it's free, right? You're not asking for money or anything.
No,
right?
it's free for you to read.
It's free for everybody,
It's
right?
free for you to read.
I don't want to be, you know, accused of exploiting my mark.
Yeah.
Drive-by marking, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, and it's rated mature, so please, if you don't like mature things, you don't like horror stuff like that, don't look at it. Don't look at it. But if you're okay with that, then check it out.
I don't think anybody would think we're writing children's books here.
Yeah, no, it's not a children's book.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
And a few of you are reading it already, so.
Yes, thank you. Thank you to everybody who's reading it already. I appreciate it.
So, 10 years. You ready to run? Sure. Well, you can't because I got a leash on you.
That's true.
That's true. Plus the shock collar. And I don't give you shoes, only to go to work. So, all right. All right, everybody. That is that. I'm going to take the rest of the day today. More videos tomorrow. So, read Charlene's book if you'd like. Contribute to the channel if you can. Sponsor a video for someone else if you can. Send in your stories. And we'll move on forward. So, and this is also sort of for somebody sent in a contribution. Larry wanted to know how me and Charlene got started. And I had been putting it off. I was going to do it for Valentine's Day. I was going to do it at Christmas. I was going to do it for Valentine's Day. And it was just never the right time. And I kept telling him I'm going to do this at the right time. And I thought this was the right time. It was adorable, right? That's what it was.
Yeah.
What color was your hair? Orange.
At the time?
Was no, or was it green? It was.
I think it was like purple.
No. I think it was orange and then it went green.
Orange, yeah.
Yes, I remember. You had orange hair in the training class.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you changed and you're like, remember me? I'm the orange haired girl.
Yeah.
Mark. All right, everybody. Have a good one. Take care. Say bye. Bye.